What's up, guys? We are back again with another episode. I know it's going to look a little bit different here. We got Colby with us again today, filling in. Happy to have you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, what do you got for us today?
Man, today on the show, episode 23. It's crazy. Time is flying by.
Yeah, it is. Weren't you? Your first appearance was episode 6?
It might have been.
I think so.
It might have been
6 or 7.
Yeah.
No, it was set. Was it 7 because of LaJoy? Did we have you on that one?
No, you didn't.
We didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 6.
It was 6. Okay,
Yeah.
the one before. Okay.
Yeah, and it just seems like it was a couple weeks ago.
Really, I know.
Yeah.
And we're 23 in.
And the season's flying by.
It is.
Like the playoffs are about to start.
Yeah.
But anyway,
go ahead.
So, episode 23. Overview today is going to be the history of the Brickyard. Happy to go back there. We're going to recap Pocono, things we loved, things we didn't like. Got our standouts. Of course, always our drop the green bets. It's how to make $1 million. Our Brickyard predictions. It's been a while since we've been there. So, what we think is going to happen. Could be wrong. Probably going to be wrong.
Yeah, we're going to be wrong.
And then, as always, we will close with stupid questions. And then also we're watching the race.
Yep.
But my name's Colby.
My name's Spencer.
Let's drop the green.
It's been a long time gone since the truth's been told, and I've seen my own. Hey, cut us low. Come on, save my soul with a bar guitar and a honky tonk.
All right, guys. So, like I said, back here today. Happy to fill in for Austin whenever Austin just decides to forget all of his obligations.
Yeah,
and,
he's really
skip
good
town.
at that. He's
Yeah.
really good at that. In Philadelphia, I believe.
Yeah,
is where
born
he's
and
at.
raised
Yeah.
on the playground. Okay,
That's where I spent most of my day. Yeah.
5 people just tuned out.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode 23. The driver I'm going to dedicate this week is the Vol for Life himself. Honestly, the guy who gets the most booze over Denny.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Do you think, and not to steal you away yet, but do you think he gets more booze than Kyle Busch when he was at JGR in the 18?
No, probably
Okay.
not. Yeah.
But it's getting close.
It is getting close.
Dude, when you go to a track and you hear this guy's name, I mean, I'm the first one to go boo as well, but I like him a lot.
Yeah.
But dude, the crowd, you know how the crowd atmosphere is. You know, you just gotta boo.
You like get sucked into the peer pressure.
Oh,
of it all?
100%,
You're like,
yeah.
They're booing, I'm booing.
Yeah, pretty much.
You could never be a Denny fan.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Denny a lot too. I like
Yeah.
him more than this guy, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I love a good boo session, especially like when
It feels good.
Yeah,
it
it
almost
does.
rumbles in your belly a little bit.
Yeah, like when Chase Elliott walks across and you just get to boo him, you know.
God, I love booing Chase Elliott.
Yeah, it is fun. But
Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace.
If you couldn't have guessed.
if you couldn't have guessed already, Bubba Wallace. But like I said, he's a Tennessee fan. I'm a Tennessee fan. I like Bubba Wallace. He drives for my favorite driver. You know, he's been racing for a while. 2 Cup wins.
Yeah.
Last one came. It's been like 2 years. I think the last time he won was in 2022.
At Kansas.
Yeah.
At Kansas.
In Kansas.
That's what I think too.
And then, but last year he made the playoffs.
Yep.
Believe he got eliminated in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, he probably cried about it.
Yeah.
But still love him. Nothing against him. And this year, really interested to see what he does.
Yeah, we'll get into that later, but it's going to be, dude, he put a hurting on the playoff bubble last week. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I don't know about you, but I don't like the format, but that's what makes the format fun.
Yeah.
Is this right here, what we're about to see, because Ross and him are just going to race their butts off with each other. Yeah. Like, yes, they are going to want to race everybody, but if the 23 sees the one coming up on him or the other way around, that's when stuff is going to get very interesting. So.
Yeah, I think anybody's terrified to see the one come up on him. Well, he hadn't been as crazy, I guess.
No,
but-
he hasn't. He's mostly just been wrecking himself. He's pulled one out of Kyle Larson's book where it's checkers or records. So, but still no win. But
Bubba, I mean, he's got a personality. A lot of people hate it. I think that's why he gets a lot of boos, just because he's so upset every week about everything. But I mean, at least he's not a cardboard cutout of a driver. And he shows a little bit of personality.
Yeah, we've talked about it on the show before. A lot of Bubba's hate is Facebook warriors that are so old to the sport that they already don't like Toyota, and then you get Bubba in here, and he's a bit of, like you said, not a cardboard cutout. He wears his feelings on his shoulders, and to me, the big thing that he did, and he's gotten a lot better about it, but he was so hard on himself and on his team a lot, you know, of just wanting to be better, and just kind of saying things that, like, dude, don't be mad with an ace place finish when you're 20th in points. You know what I mean? Like, I completely understand your competitiveness and you wanting to win, but you got to know at some point that today was a good day.
Yeah.
And be happy with it, you know?
And you look kind of ridiculous.
Yes. You look kind of ridiculous when you're like, oh my gosh, you know, we ran around with a 12th place car all day and we finished 8th. Why can't we win? You know what I mean? You already overperformed in your ride for that day. Your team did an amazing job. Celebrate it. You know, I'm not saying, you know, pull an Alex Bowman and get drunk on the bathroom floor naked, you know, but
awesome.
Yeah,
by the way.
but have a good time. You know, be excited for what you and your team did, and that's kind of my only big thing with Bubba. And again, he's gotten 10 times better with that. Like this year, he has been all business. And the only other thing I'll say is he got wrongfully punished. We talked about it last week, but $50,000 for bumping a guy a little aggressively.
Put him in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll give you that the track is tiny. It's really
track.
It's really narrow.
That's a big bump for a tiny track.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, any other track, he would have gotten nowhere near the wall. This is what I'm saying when he bumped him. He put him into the wall, but you know, they could barely go 3 wide. So is he? But all right. Anything else on Bubba?
I just like him.
Yeah.
You know, I cheer for Bubba.
Yeah.
And he's got cool sponsors.
He does. McDonald's, Columbia. That Luke Combs car at Nashville was sweet, man.
Almost
really
made
cool.
me buy a die-cast when I saw that.
Yeah. It is one of those. He has definitely some very collectible schemes that you're like, these could be cool down the road. So,
yeah.
Cool, man.
Well, who you got?
So this week I took a little bit different approach because I would have also chose Bubba because you know how Austin is. He would have chosen some old
1945.
Exactly. So I gave you Bubba, but I chose BK Racing, which is a whole team. And BK Racing was founded by Ron Devine and a tomato grower named Wayne Press. Ron Devine was a Burger King executive. So that's kind of
that's why it's BK?
That's why it's BK. Yeah. And they went into business with Thomas Erball, I think I'm saying that right. And he was a former Rebel Racing director before they closed because they used to be in the series.
Yep. And
so they closed down, and those three kind of all partnered up and bought what was left of Red Bull Racing for $10 million in 2012. So is when BK started, and the first car they raced in 2012 and 2013 was the 93, and they ran that car. So before I kind of get into that, they ran from 2012 to 2015, I believe, was their... No, 2018, I think. I'm sorry. 2018, I think, was their last year. Hold want to fact check myself. Yeah, 2018. I said 2015. So 6 years they ran in the Cup Series, and out of that 6 years, they only put together 4 full seasons. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it was a trying time
Yeah.
at BK.
Have it your way.
Have it your way.
Yeah.
And they did not. But they had 16 different drivers in that 6-year span. And one of the big ones, so they had their best year, or their best ever finish. I'm sorry, not their best year. All their years were like 36th. So they never really had anything good. But the driver, Travis Caval,
Oh yeah, it's like KVA.
KV, his son races Xfinity right now.
Okay.
But however you say his last name, KVAPIL, Caval, had an 8th place finish at Talladega. That was the best that car ever finished in the 6 years that they got to race it. 8th at Talladega in the fall.
Some
So-
could say that this race team had a real whopper of a career.
Yeah. Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What a joke. But yeah, they weren't well. So the first 2 years they raced that 93 car, and then that got sold to Front Row. I think took that one, the 93, and they switched to the 23. And what was kind of cool about the 23 is in 2015 was their first year of the 23, and Alex Bowman ran that car the full year. So that was his debut into the Cup Series, was running for BK Racing in the 23 car. And at Daytona, the reason that they switched to the 23 car was it was sponsored by Dr. Pepper and 23 original flavors. So that, to me, that was kind of cool. And to top it all off, he finished 23rd in the Daytona 500 that year. So just a whirlwind of 23s right there for Dr. Pepper, Alex Bowman. He did not do well. I think he finished, I can look right here. He finished 36th in points, so not great. His best finish that year was 13th at the spring or the summer Daytona race. So they were definitely a super speedway car. And then the last thing I wanted to get into was the very end. So 2018. Oh, I'll kind of go into some of the. They had some bigger name guys race this car. So Bowman, of course, big name now. J.J. Yaley, David Reagan, Ryan Sieg, Corey LaJoy ran this car for several races.
Corey LaJoy couldn't get him a win?
No, sir. No,
That's
sir.
surprising.
He did have a 11th. He finished 11th at Daytona. Yeah, go Corey.
Go Corey.
Still
We're
not
Corey
good.
LaJoy podcast.
Yeah. I guess that was so maybe 5 complete seasons, because 2017 they did race every race, but they had 5 different drivers in that 1 year. But Corey LaJoy, Joey Gaze, and then J.J. Yaley again. And those were all Toyota. I don't know if I said that. So they ran Toyota until the very last race of 2018 with J.J. Yaley, and they switched to Ford. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. But they switched to Ford, and so they closed the doors, and Front Row bought their charter for $2 million.
So cheap.
So cheap. Of course, rebranded it, and I think that's what became the 38. I'm sorry, the 38. That they have Todd Gilliland.
Yeah.
And 34 Michael McDowell. I think it became the 36 or the 38. I said
38.
38 is what I do believe it became, but they were around a good place to kind of get your feet wet. Of course, you know you're not a winning car, but it's cool to see a dude pretty much dudes that just love the sport and found a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
A tomato grower that just loved racing, a Burger King executive that loved racing, and then get paired with a Red Bull guy that also just loves racing. So kind of a cool story. Hate that stuff like that doesn't work out sometimes because that's a tough sport. It's expensive, hard to do, and you just got to keep pouring more money into it to be any good. And they got to a point where they went bankrupt. So, shout out to BK Racing, and hopefully one day
you BK.
Yeah, this one's to you, BK.
Especially back then, like those cars, since they're not as heavily regulated as they are now, the people who were on it, and the people who were not on it, were not on it.
They were not. They were swinging and missing. And I do think probably at that time you had to swing for the fence. Why not? Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to finish 40th anyway.
Yeah.
Why not just try to build the fastest, craziest car that you possibly can, and we blow it up?
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. We'll do it again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's who I got. So this week on the overview, we chose to talk about the Brickyard. So we have the Brickyard coming up, home to Penske Racing. So pretty much Penske owns it. It's home of IndyCar. Do you know when the first NASCAR race was held at Indy? Oh, can I put you on the spot?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Of course I do is what I say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
Track's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I know the track's been around for a long time, but NASCAR didn't race there. I'm going to say 92.
94. You were really close, yeah.
All right.
94. Jeff Gordon wins 94. And the big thing about it was they, of course, raced here in 95, and Dale Earnhardt won in 95, and his the funniest thing that you could possibly say after that, after you win the race, is, "I'm so happy to be the first man to ever win." At Indy. I mean, that is hysterical.
Yeah.
That is hysterical. That just goes to show you that was the heyday of what was going on back there. So Dale wins the second race, and happy to be the first man to ever win this race. I couldn't find what if Gordon responded to that at all, but oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine what he would have said. But the other thing I wanted to get into is this is definitely a crown jewel track, home to IndyCar for a while, opened in the early 1900s, I think 1919, something like that, 1920, somewhere in that era. But why do you think it took NASCAR so long to come to such a premier track like this? Like what I'm saying is, it's not out of the order. I mean, it's a 2.5 mile track. So they're racing at Daytona for forever, which is literally...
But those are different kind of 2.5 mile tracks.
They are, but to me, it's still an oval, kind of more of a rectangle. But I guess it's still
close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, do you think there's a reason it took them so long to get to Indy?
Pure speculation.
Yes, of course.
This is what I think.
Yeah.
I think that since it is such a crown jewel track, and, the Indy 500's always kind of been the Indy 500, they just didn't let NASCAR in for a while.
Ooh, okay. They wanted to race there, and they said no deal.
They probably brought it up, and they're like, we're not letting this in. And then in the 90s, it got really popular because NASCAR started getting on TV every week and stuff like that, and then maybe that
changed their minds.
Yeah, they were like, well, they're getting TV coverage. They're probably doing better viewership than IndyCar.
Probably at that time. Yeah, I would guess at that time.
Because also, as you alluded to, that was around the time of Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, that rivalry.
Tony Stewart.
Yeah,
I mean, all just the mega heads that were so good at what they did. So, A couple other things I wrote down about it. Do you know how many people Indy holds? I know this. I know I'm just putting you on to guess.
Put me on the spot with numbers.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But to me it's fun because this was wild.
I'm gonna guess about 250 because it's huge.
257,000.
Dude, I'm so good at this guessing.
325.
This is how I got through college.
Yeah.
I think it's about
just enough. Just enough knowledge.
Just enough.
Yeah.
It's like when you do a math problem on a calculator, but none of them are A through D.
Yeah, dude, it's the worst.
You're like, well, C's closest.
Yeah. I just rounding error.
Yeah, yeah.
Rounding error.
This old T89.
Yeah. I think it is the T89.
Is it the T89? Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
T84 maybe?
I think that's outdated.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Yeah.
But you're older.
That's probably. Don't call me out like that. I was the one who couldn't handle 42 holes of golf on Saturday.
It is true.
Yeah.
You are an old man.
I was down bad, dude.
It was hot. I guess
it was 98 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
So it holds 257,325, which makes it the highest capacity sports venue in the world. Seating. So that is just straight seating, permanent seating. They can put 257,000 on a race weekend. The Indy 500, it can get anywhere upwards of 400,000 people. That is insane to watch a race. To me, that is an atmosphere that I wish NASCAR, we could really rally behind that. Yeah. Because even at Daytona and Talladega, I don't think they touch that kind of number. Not even close.
No, probably not.
And to me, one of the most central places you can have, because we know NASCAR is the biggest in the South. I mean, It's always kind of been that way. It's definitely oversaturated here with all kinds of different series. To me, Indy is kind of a perfect location between the New England type states and the southern type states. Now the West, you're not going to really do anything for the West side, sadly, unless you go to a Colorado maybe, but even then, to me, that's a little far. St. Louis, but of course St. Louis doesn't have this kind of facility. So kind of what I'm getting at is I'm glad we're back on the oval, and I really want to see our sport rally behind this track, and I wish they just built it up more. You know, like they always build up Daytona, Talladega. Build this one up. Get people at this track to see what it possibly could be. Because I couldn't imagine. I bet you it is a great time.
Yeah.
So many people.
I want to go to Indy so bad. They say that those facilities are so nice, and like it's like top of the line, but what it's going to take for people to rally behind it is a good race.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why we went to the road course, because it sucked.
It did.
And we'll get into predictions later, but maybe this changes things.
Yeah.
But I would love that too, man, because I would love to go up to Indy and it just be packed out. They don't have troughs for toilets. You know, as a dude, that's cool. Yeah. You know, but, you know, you kind of like the trough.
You do. After you drink like 26 Busch Lights, the first thing you want to do is go pee in a nice trough.
Yeah, and it's like, treat me like the farm animal I am.
Yeah. Really just kick me while I'm down. You know? I want to have to walk over 4 people vomiting, just to take a leak. So that's exactly what I want out of my sports experience.
Or like our buddy fell asleep in a trough. It's tough. It happens.
Yeah, it does. It happens to the best of us. So, of course, exactly what you alluded to. They took it off the oval and they went to the Indy Road Course, which was built in 2000 from 2021, I think. 2021, 2022, and then now we're back. So it's been off for 2 years because the last guy to win it was Kevin in 2020, and he actually went back-to-back. He won it in 2020 and 2019. And what's even crazier is the list gets even more wild from there. Jimmy Johnson won it 4 times. Kyle Busch won it twice. Who else? A bunch of just older guys.
It's like cream of the crop.
Yes, the cream of the crop, the older guys. Of course, Jeff Gordon, Dale, all these old heads won this race. And do we think this is where it needs to be, on the oval?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The road course is just not nearly as cool. It doesn't add any kind of pristine to it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like you watch it and you're like, I wish we were just making laps instead of this. And do you remember how much of a disaster it was?
Yeah.
That turned and then they had to make the restart zone like way back. I never liked it. I mean, any course where AJ can win, it just makes me want to vomit, dude.
That's any road course.
No, dude, that's why I hate road courses. Because it's either him or like
AJ?
Chase Elliott. Yeah.
You know, Chase Elliott still hasn't won a next-gen road course race.
You know that.
Ain't that wild?
But still, it's like, I don't know. I don't like it. Now it's SVG.
Hey.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I do like SVG, but
Yeah.
I'm not a big road course guy. I'm happy we're back on the oval. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So before we get into that, we'll move on to our recap. Colby, did you give it a rating out of 10? I know you didn't get to watch all of it live, but you went back. From what you saw, what would be your race rating?
It was a little bit of a snooze fest. Besides at the very end.
Yep.
The person who saved that race is NASCAR's next greatest thing, number 7 car, Corey LaJoie, putting Kyle Busch in his place. That guy's been way too cocky this year. So, honestly, the race is, it's a strategy race.
It was.
But give me a 6.9.
6.9. Okay. Yeah. I was all over you. I said 7.2.
Yeah.
My biggest thing about strategy, I love strategy as a NASCAR fan. And
they can't pass. Nobody can pass.
I know, but like just as I love to see passing. I think that's what we all want to see. We all want to see the cars be as close to the same as we can, but be able to pass and fastest. But we have to realize that we're not going to be that lucky every time we go. And so what I love about a good strategy race is kind of what I also hate about it, is I want to see everyone's strategy get to play out the way they designed it with 0 cautions. And I know that's like totally not ever going to happen, but like imagine the guys that were trying to go long in the stage versus the guys that were going short in the stage and like splitting it into 2 or whatever it was. If we didn't have a caution that came out there that kind of put everybody back on the same playing field, I would have loved to see how that worked out. Like and I don't even remember what type of strategy Blaney was exactly on, but say he was on the go long strategy, you know what I mean? Yeah. And to see a guy that I remember Kyle Larson being on the short strategy because they lost all their track position when caution came out. So it was like, I want to see it go completely green to see how these strategies play out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's completely unrealistic. Don't look at the damn camera. Look at me. I'm talking to you, okay? I'm talking to you.
But part of the strategy is anticipating cautions.
Yeah, I know. That's where I'm trying to. Okay. That's where I'm losing you, but I'm not trying to lose you there.
I'm just saying in a perfect world,
yes.
Who calls it right?
Who exactly?
Yeah, I see.
But you're exactly right. Of half the strategy is when is your cautions that you're not prepared for. We already know we're going to get 2. So how are you playing it to when that third one comes out or the fourth one? So to me, that's what makes it interesting. And the next biggest thing is how the TV guys do at following each person's strategy. because to the average fan, they won't know what's going on.
Right.
You will see Ty Gibbs leading for a while, and then go, why is he in 18th place now? You know,
Yeah.
and unless the crew does a good job of telling you, hey, he took 4, waited on gas, and now he doesn't have to pit till here. This is what we think he's going to do. Unless you explain that type of stuff, the race gets even more boring because you
Yeah.
have no idea what's going on.
I heard the NBC guys did a really good
Dude,
job.
yes, yeah, and I wasn't dogging on them, but I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, keep it up.
Yeah,
You know, keep
yeah,
it up.
for sure.
Keep people engaged. The 2 tire calls were very interesting. Tires didn't really seem to matter at all.
Never do.
In which
I want those tires on my car because one of my tires are going bald. I just want a NASCAR tire.
yeah, put the slicks on, baby.
Yeah, put the slicks
Put the
on.
slicks on.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
But yeah, I mean, the tires really didn't do anything. All types of strategy were at play. There was no weather. Nothing else really played a factor. And so, to me, that's why I gave it the rating I did. It was. I mean, I enjoy the different turns at Pocono, but I don't know. I don't think it will ever be just an amazing race unless we have a Denny Larson, extravaganza that's happened before, or a Ross Denny that makes it interesting. You know what I mean? And unless we have like those type of rivalries that butt their head at this track. I
just scared somebody's cat.
Yeah, you did. You will never see that just amazing of a race. So,
yeah.
anything else?
I mean, it serves its purpose.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not every race, like you were saying, is going to be just, passing everywhere. There's those strategy races. I don't dislike Pocono.
I don't either. And I didn't say that to
No.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were. Like, I kind of want to go to Pocono.
Yeah.
Get a cabin in the Pocono Mountains. Go for like a little weekend. Like, it'd be fun.
It would be.
Yeah.
I bet you the weather's great there.
Oh, it's got to be. Well, besides the thunderstorm they dealt with this weekend.
Yeah. But, I mean, wouldn't you assume it'd be like
where's
mid-80s?
at? Pennsylvania, maybe?
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be.
It's gotta be mid-80s, right?
Oh, I probably ain't got no humidity or nothing up there.
We probably should have just asked JD how it felt.
Yeah. JD, please comment below how the weather was.
What the temperature was in Pocono at drop of the green.
Did it feel good?
Yeah. Did it feel good? Was it blazing hot like it was at Nashville, or how did it feel?
Hey, way side story, but this is something I'm just meaning to ask you. Is it true that Nashville does not allow outside coolers?
Yeah, it's very true.
Dude.
Yeah, I know.
It's the hottest race of the year. Mm-hmm. That's what's kept me away from Nashville.
I don't blame you.
Because you can't bring a cooler in, and it's always around my birthday, and it's 99 degrees.
Yeah. They did let us bring water in this year.
Stupid.
Yeah, but yeah, it's no, it's silly.
You make it are there lights there?
Yes. It's a night. It's been a night race.
They need to start it at night.
They did that one year, and then it got rained out.
Oh,
That's why. It's tough. You know how it is here in the South. It's like the same reason that Bristol Spring is so hard to get people to come out to, because
it's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain at some point. Now, sometimes we get completely lucky and it either rains before or after and not during. But it's just one of those things. It's so tough.
Yeah.
In the South, especially when you're dealing that kind of heat and thunderstorms at the end of June. There can be and we got rain during that race too. So
they need to make Nashville a playoff race, put in the fall.
That dude, they're talking. I've heard that they're talking about moving that race to the fall because of the heat and stuff. That would be spectacular.
I would go.
Yeah. Even if you couldn't imagine, because we camp out every year.
Is there beer for sale there?
Oh yeah.
How's the beer prices?
So,
is it like kneeling? Like
no, it's not
price?
Kneeling bad, but it ain't great.
It's like $12 for a beer.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 12. No, so what I've heard is that track is in Rutherford County, and they don't want you to bring alcohol in because they want the sales tax from the beer purchase at the event. My thought was put a gas station right outside the track,
Yeah.
there. Everyone goes and buys their beer.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Buc-ee's.
Something.
Yeah.
Something. I
Yeah.
mean, you're gonna.
I don't know who the mayor is of Rutherford County.
Yeah.
To hell with you.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm with you. That and we've gotten completely off topic talking about Nashville, but yeah, that race, that whole event is like one of those things. Like once you go to a Talladega, once you go to a Bristol, and really see how a race is, and then you go to that one. If that's the only one you've ever been to, you wouldn't know any different, and it would be probably the most fun you've ever had. But once you go to a real NASCAR experience,
Yeah.
that one's mid-tier, if not, probably lower than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, I've been there every year, so I can say it.
Yeah.
I can say it. I've been.
I
there
don't blame
every
you
single
for
year.
going.
Yeah, no.
But
I mean,
every
it's-
year I'm like,
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't blame you for not going. Once I went to the first one, and we were like, we're gonna keep it going. So if you want to go, you always have a spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
fall. If they move it to the fall,
yeah,
I'll be there.
Okay.
But I can't do it.
No,
I don't do the heat very well.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I got rosacea. So, brother, I go out there, I'll be red.
Okay. Yeah, you will be red.
Dude, I'll be down bad.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, like Taylor Swift song.
Yeah. God.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay.
Only Colby's episodes are do we bring up Taylor Swift.
Dude,
Taylor Swift hasn't been brought up in 23 episodes. In 22
Dude, no, I was just wondering, dude, you know.
Oh, golly. I love it. So, moving on to standouts.
Pocono's alright.
Yeah. It's alright.
From this section, you learned Pocono's alright. The hell with Rutherford County.
Yes. So moving to standouts, and Austin's not here, of course, for his favorite part of the episode, but Carson Corey, Carson got him again. Got your boy Corey. 15-6 now is the jump. So I believe he would have to get 9 races. Is there 9 races left?
Oh yeah, including playoffs and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. We got
because we're counting those.
Yeah, we have to count those. We got 4 left.
In the
5.
regular?
In the regular season, we got 4.
We got Indy, Michigan, Darlington, Daytona.
That's it.
Yeah.
Daytona's the cutoff. So we got 4 left.
Darlington's cut off.
Darlington's the cutoff.
Which is crazy because I've been telling all the people in fantasy, like, yeah, after Daytona, you're good. And then I looked up the other day and it's Darlington.
Okay, so we have 5.
You have 5.
What'd you say? You said Indy, Michigan,
Daytona,
Darlington. That's it. That's
Richmond.
4.
Richmond
is the first race of the...
What? The first race of the playoffs is
I'm pretty sure Daytona is the finale. Is the finale.
pinky promise, dude.
Looking at it right now.
Dude, I pinky promise.
Darlington is, but Richmond. Okay. Hold on. You messed up the order. But you did have all the right races.
Okay.
So Indy, then Richmond.
Okay.
Yeah, after our 2-week break. For
Team USA, baby.
Yep. Richmond, Michigan, Daytona, Darlington, and then we start the playoffs. So 5 races.
First playoff race at Martinsville or something stupid.
Atlanta.
Like that? Atlanta. That's cool. I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I like old Atlanta.
Why? No, you don't.
Yeah, I do, because I got to go to it.
I did too, but it was
I don't know,
boring.
dude.
You like it because Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, that's right, dude. Dude, I'm sorry I had a driver that's a god at a track. And you know what? To make him not a god at a track, they had to give everybody a leg up.
How funny would it be if Carson wins Atlanta?
Dude, that would be crazy.
Corey gets second.
Oh, my God. We'd have to bring you on for that episode.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
We'd have to give Austin a bunch of whiskey before we tape.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have an open invite as soon as Corey wins any race
Okay.
you're here.
Oh yeah.
You're here. You don't even have to text, call. I'll text you the time we're recording. You just
7.
show up. Yeah. So anytime. But so we have those 5 races. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 5, and then 3. So 8, 11. We have 15.
15 races. Plenty of time.
Plenty
of time.
He only needs 9 of those 15 to tie.
Listen, Corey LaJoy, if you're listening to this or watching this, I guess, please, for the love of God, do better. It is getting so hard for me to defend him.
Yeah. Are you happy? I know we talked about it last week, but you weren't here. Are you happy with the Rodney Childers hire?
I'm happy for Rodney because finally, for like the first time in 10 years, he has a driver worth something. So,
okay, meet me out back because I'm about to put you.
He went from
place.
one guy on a podcast to another.
That's so true. Yeah, he's just a big podcast guy.
Loves the pod.
Loves them.
Yeah. Rodney, also open invite.
Yeah, anytime. Get in our comments.
Yeah.
Email us. I'll give you my phone number.
Yeah.
Anytime you want. Open invite to the
You
show.
think Rodney was like, oh yeah, Spire. I'll go with Carson. Probably Michael McDowell. You guys just brought him over, and they're like, you're actually going to Corey. And he's like, shit.
Yeah. He was like, how much was that check again?
He's like, it cashed, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go stack some pennies.
Yeah. He's probably stacking a lot.
Yeah.
I would assume. But
Stacking dollars.
good. I think it's going to work out for Corey.
I do too.
I think it's going to motivate him. And that kind of goes into my thing of Austin always says stacking excuses. He has none now.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen that team has speed. We've seen that they're putting forth effort to get him great pieces in line, and Rodney is, and we said it last week, we said it the week before that, Rodney was the biggest free agent on the market, driver, crew chief, anything wise. He was the biggest person that anybody could have picked up, and he landed at Spire. So
Crazy.
hopefully it's not an Aaron Rodgers Jets type thing, you know. Hopefully Rodney doesn't take the offseason, does ayahuasca or something, but he just ends in a bad spot. But I'm curious to see how it goes.
I'm interested to see how the rest of the season goes because
Yes.
his crew chief now, Ryan Sparks, is like, this is my last shot, so they're going to be shooting for the fences.
Exactly. I hope he pulls it closer and makes it interesting. You know what I mean? Because right now it's kind of a blowout.
It is blowout.
And I would love it to get when we were going. If we're going to Phoenix and it's tied, that would be my goal. You know.
The hell with the championship.
Exactly.
Carson Corey.
Yeah. We're gonna have a live watch party if Corey ties this up, and we'll be watching the race and we'll live pod it.
Yeah. We won't even watch the championship race. We'll just watch Corey's onboard.
Yeah. We'll put 2 TVs in the studio. We'll have one on Carson's onboard and the other one on Corey.
Yeah.
And we'll see who the real driver is. But moving on, so I don't know if you saw, but Ross Chastain, who was kind of, I think before Pocono was 13th in points, so definitely in the cut line, very well, wrecked out early, and Bubba made his move.
He got the top 10.
Yeah, he got the top 10 and made up a lot of points. I believe like half his points. I think he was like down 60 to 50 points, and now he's down 27, going with 5 races left. That's plenty. That's so much time, and it's going to be difficult to do, but golly, that's, to me, and I know we kind of said it off air, but that's what I do love about this format.
Yeah.
Of like, we will get better racing from them wherever they're at in the pack. Yeah. So, and honestly, Ross, my guy, has been streaky. Like, to me, he either has a really good car or he is fighting for a spot bad and not been there. And Bubba has just been, those Toyotas and 2311 has been consistency. They've been consistent. I mean, they haven't really had like a terrible week. Yes, if you look at some of his finishes he's had, but that's kind of due to me outside things, wrecks and stuff. But
23XI's having a better year than Trackhouse, I would say.
100%.
Yeah,
The only thing that Trackhouse has saving him is
as
far as his win.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, Tyler Reddick's been way better than Daniel. He's been way better than Ross. Ross doesn't have a win yet. And he's fighting with Bubba right now to lock himself in. To me, it would be a crazy thing to say if you would have told me at the beginning of the year that Torres made the playoffs and Ross didn't. I would have been like, yeah, you're being crazy.
Hey, you know what's crazy to think about? Think about that Atlanta race where Kyle Busch was so close to winning. Just like, it'd be like a different world right now if Kyle Busch had a win. Like, he probably wouldn't be as bad. Like,
oh, he would have probably rattled off another one.
Yeah.
Like, and I know you know this, but momentum in this sport is so huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's so big. You get that. That's why I think, like, I know Bowman had been racing good until Chicago, but then when he got Chicago, you saw him after that interview just.
Then he ran good at Pocono.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He finished third.
Yeah.
So it's like, once the weight of this this format gets off their shoulders, and Bowman, of course, being like that fourth guy at Hendrick, really, I mean, sadly, because Chase he got that early win at Texas, it was like one of those, like, you don't want to be the only guy at Hendrick that doesn't make the playoffs, you know? And he had already kind of been, to me, on the hot seat. I mean, he hadn't won in a hot minute, so that was huge. It's huge. And so momentum for everybody. If any of those guys, Bubba, Ross, Kyle Busch, any of those guys still have a chance. So it's going to be
It's going to be exciting every time you watch Bubba and Chastain racing around each other. You're going to be like, oh!
Yeah, you will. You will. And they do a great job of, like, showing you the points and the positions and stuff. So I think it's going to be good, and always cheering for the worst thing that can happen for Bubba is there's a new winner. So that's the worst thing that can happen for Bubba. But Kyle Busch has to have a win at this point to get into the playoff.
He has to.
So, I mean, I would assume, of course, his goal is to make the playoff.
Daytona.
Yeah, 100%.
Good at Daytona.
Yeah. But
that'd be sweet.
It would.
Yeah.
It would. Because, again, I think his goal is to make the playoff, but his biggest goal is to get a win, to keep that streak alive. Because that's the craziest stat ever. Yeah. Like, I think everybody's kind of pulling for that.
I think even if he doesn't make the playoffs, he's still going to be trying to just get that win.
Oh yeah,
I think that is his playoffs.
I do too. I think you're exactly right. I think he gets even more aggressive.
Yeah.
Once he doesn't make the playoffs,
he's like, I ain't got nothing to lose. Checkers or wreckers.
100%.
Yeah.
Because who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares at that
God,
point?
I can't wait to be like a Kyle Busch fan for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to be really good, and it's going to some of his best tracks. I mean, he's great everywhere, but it's one of those. The last standout I want to talk about was 23XI announced this week that of course you knew that they were getting the one of the charters from Stewart Haas, and so they kind of compiled a list of guys that are going to race that car in 2025, and top of the list was Riley Herbst. Thoughts?
Yes. I don't think he's that good, right? Like he doesn't have that many wins. I don't know for sure how many wins he has, but
I don't even think he has. He doesn't have an Xfinity championship. Mm-mm. He hasn't done nothing. I mean, he has a couple wins.
I thought for sure that, and I've seen people say this on Twitter, so I guess it's kind of making my opinion a little biased, but I thought it would be Corey Haim.
With you, he's already raced that car.
But you know what's? But it.
No, he raced for.
Riley Herbst.
Oh, he raced for 23XI. I'm sorry.
Riley Herbst has Monster. And I think that's why.
Yeah, that helps. But to me, Denny doesn't also seem like the guy that cares about that stuff. You know what I mean? He's a great guy. He is a great guy.
Yeah. Father too.
I think he sees potential in both the drivers that he has. Of course, he gets to see it in Tyler Reddick, and I still think we're going to see more out of Bubba as he gets better and develops even more. But to me, why would you now go? Can I have one of those? I just heard it. I had to have one.
You hear it through your headset?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You care?
I don't want the camera to see. Huh?
Wow.
I just don't want the viewers to.
We're already talking about it.
It's illegal to advertise tobacco.
Not. It's tobacco free.
I'll pass it to you behind the TV.
I'll edit it out.
No. I'll pass it to you behind the TV. I don't want them to say, Spencer. No, it's showing. I haven't scanned these rewards yet. Scan my rewards. I'm working towards that Apple Watch.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. The Series A.
I was gonna get the grill, but I live in an apartment, so it doesn't.
That's fair. Yeah, I want the grill. But where was I? So
right behind the TV. So they shh.
This is my show. I can do what I want. Okay, and you just made me hand you a Zen can behind the TV. Whatever, dude. Anyway,
They have no idea.
yes. So what I was saying is I think that it seems a little off that Denny would take. I feel like he should get a guy like Corey Heim in there who has shown potential. He's already raced for him and did really well. He raced at Nashville and finished pretty decent until he had his issues, or was racing good until he had his issues. But to me, it just seems kind of like they're just taking his money to take his money. And to me, the only way to get better is get the guys in the car you want as soon as you possibly can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like say they don't think Corey Heim is quite ready for that ride, and so they don't give it to him, and they let him race. I guess he's probably going to go to Xfinity. He'll probably take Riley Herbst's ride in Xfinity, I would assume, and then move Riley to that ride in Cup. Give him 1 year, 2 years max, and then you just boot him for Corey Heim. To me, that's 2 years. That's 2 years that he's probably going to do just as good as Riley Herbst at the worst. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the worst. And then also, I do think he has the upside to make the playoffs. Like he could. In that car, how fast they've been.
Corey Heim?
Yeah. I think he could.
Okay.
You think Bubba's like, oh my God.
What, dude? There's something in my eye.
Yeah. You really think that Corey Heim's not good enough
To make the Cup Series playoffs in his first year?
Yeah.
I don't think it will.
Okay.
Hey, also, side note here.
Yeah.
Not to get it crazy, but when I was on the show,
yeah, I remember.
we made a bet.
Yeah. I still got races.
How do you feel about it? So far,
I don't feel good.
Yeah,
I mean, we had and no offense, when I made that, I didn't know this was going to happen with SHR, and so that's the way it goes.
By the way, our bet was that
an SHR car would win
any race.
Any race, yeah. I still think we got a shot. To me,
you sound like a driver, right?
Yeah,
now.
really.
We just gotta tighten up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, now I'm really hoping that Josh Berry or Noah Gragson wins Daytona. I mean, that's what it's feeling like it's coming down to.
Or
sadly.
they could win, because I do think a Ford might win.
Indy, yeah. I mean, I think a Ford's probably going to win Indy, and we'll get into this. I think a Ford is also probably going to win Michigan because they're really good there. And to me, other than Team Penske, still the top guys at Ford, at ovals, I don't. You can tell me that Michael McDowell and Todd Gillen at front row are killing it, which they are. Mm-hmm. They're still not better than Josh Berry, Noah, and Chase Briscoe. They're not.
No, yeah.
And so, it's definitely probably not going to happen. But I also didn't think Joey Logano was going to win this year. I mean, hold on, I take that
It's
back.
a silly goose thing to say.
That is a silly goose thing to say. That was not. I didn't think Daniel Suarez was going to get.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have
so
thought that either.
I mean, who knows? Anything can happen. We still got to go back to Atlanta. We still got to go to Daytona. We still got to go to Talladega. I mean, we have a lot of good potential crazy
If
winners.
Stuart Haas wins a race, I'm going to turn my phone off. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
you better,
you're
I'm going to call you
text me.
instantly.
Yeah.
I'm calling you. I'm not texting you.
You're getting voicemail.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's how I know I won. when you call somebody to collect their debts and they send you the voicemail, you can just sit back, sip on your whiskey, and just have a time because you know you won. Yeah. Where were we? Riley Herbst is Corey Haim's bad. He's not gonna ever make the playoffs in a Cup car.
No, I'd say in the first year. In the first, man, listen or
No,
think about,
it's hard to do.
Think about like Zane Smith. I think Zane Smith's a really good driver, and he's doing great in that Spire car, but he just ain't got it right now.
I know, but what I'm saying is I do think that car will have.
We'll have enough speed.
Yeah, dude, Spire is not as good as
Are you
2311.
saying Corey Haim's better than Bubba Wallace?
That's kind of where I was headed to, which is a crazy thing to say, but I think it might be true. I think it could be. It's a crazy thing to say. I know it's a crazy thing to say, and I have no backing for that except that he again. And
we don't know until we see it.
We don't know until we
Has
see
Corey
it.
Haim ever raced a Cup car?
Yeah, he raced it at Nashville. Ford 2311. He raced their car, the 56.
Okay.
He raced a 56, I
Okay.
think is what it was. The Mobile One. It was like black, Pegasus. It looked pretty sweet.
I know what car you're talking about.
Yeah. So he
It did
raced
look
that
sweet.
one for them. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those. We'll see. We'll see. But congrats to Riley Herbst if he does get that ride. Good on him.
Well deserved.
No, but he's gonna love the Monster Energy girls again.
Yeah. I mean, they'll stay with them.
They will
Because
forever.
they're in the Xfinity.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Good stuff.
Isn't he from Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oklahoma. That's to somebody out there watching Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, moving on. Yeah, Oklahoma. Anyway. I'm sorry, guys. If you're listening to this and you're not watching it, it's probably not making any sense. But every time Coley's on here, we laugh more than we ever laughed before.
No, it's my code word. I gotta pee.
I know. I kept putting it off. Colby told me before the show. He said.
Always have to. I never use the bathroom as much as I do in your house.
I know. You've used it 3 times before we even started. Twice before we even started.
Twice.
Yeah, this will be your 3rd.
Yeah.
But he told me before the show. he said I'm gonna use Oklahoma as a code word. I said no, don't do that. Just tell me. And
You're like,
he
I
was
can
like,
just pause the show.
Yeah,
I was
can
like,
pause the show.
no.
And he's like, no. And he was like, I'm gonna say Oklahoma. And so when I heard that, I was like, I'm just gonna act like that's not a code word.
Dude, I gotta pee.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, and we're back.
We're back.
So we're gonna move straight in to our bets this week, and I know Colby's got some, but first I'm just gonna give you an update on last week. So last week we were down 11.7 and got some big wins. Got us down to 6-2. So we hit.
That's a big week.
Yeah. Almost 5 units back, which was huge. Got Denny, top Toyota. Almost got us the race win, which would have been huge. But then also we got Bubba. So the Toyotas were really strong. That worked out. Martin, I was worried about. Truex. Getting it over Denny because I know he's really good there too, but he didn't do it for us, so it was great. So I'll let you go first. What do you got this week?
So, Roger Penske track.
Yep.
Penske won the Indy 500.
Yep.
I just think that trend's going to continue.
Yep.
I don't know if it's going to be a Penske car. I'm feeling really good about Fords.
Okay.
Before the show, you pulled up the odds.
Yep.
And Fords was the least favorite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, man, I feel good about it because it was plus 200.
Yep.
And so, winning manufacturer, I'm doing plus 200 for Ford.
Ooh.
Because I'll tell you why. Fords are fast, or is the fastest car. Like if you line them up and they're just on straightaways, right? Drag strip.
Yeah.
Thunder Valley. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Fords are fast.
Yeah.
Fords are fast. I think that
That's what the F stands for in Ford.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No other manufacturer can say that.
They can't.
No.
I think that a Ford's going to pull it off because from what I've heard and in my research, Pocono and the oval at Indy are kind of similar. And I think another Ford's going to pull it off. Honestly, I'm not going to bet on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Blaney gets another win.
Yeah.
So I'm doing 4 plus 200.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm cheering for my boy here.
Yeah.
Top 10, I'm going to take Bubba at plus 130.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Plus 130s. Oh, my God. I could easily see him qualifying 7th.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As long as he doesn't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
Or get
Stay
caught
out of trouble and hopefully plays the strategy right because that's going to play into it big time. But exactly like you said, stay out of trouble and just get to the finish. He could easily have a top 10 day. And the other thing is he needs it. He needs it for the playoff bubble.
He needs Ross to have a bad day.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be battling Ross. Ross is going to bring some speed there. They know.
Yeah.
They know what they got to do. And they're going to be, I mean, which I think the focus has always been on Ross at Trackhouse, but now the focus is definitely. Yeah, because Suarez is locked in. They don't care. I think that's why not half the reason, but a little bit of the reason that Suarez has just been driving around since Atlanta, hasn't really done anything because they don't care. You know, they're playing with what the hand they're dealt, and the hand that's dealt is it doesn't matter what Suarez does until the round of 16 now. So, but I like those a lot.
What you got?
I'm gonna build off those a little bit. I'm gonna go with my first pick, and I got 4 picks this week, and that's gonna be Joey Logano winner. Joey Logano winner.
I like that a lot. That'd be great for me too.
It would.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go half a unit on him. Odds are plus 1,400 to win.
Oh,
Yeah. Doesn't that seem ridiculous?
Baby. A little bit.
Doesn't that seem ridiculous?
Yeah.
Penske car, and I know Blaney's odds for a win were plus 750, which I know he has been good, but dude, you can never count out Joey.
Yeah.
Joey does what Joey does, and if he is there at the end, he is going to want to win. So I could definitely, like you said, it's a Penske. Everything Penske's there. I could easily see Penske going 1, 2, and 3 in qualifying somehow and dominating the race. Because when Joey wins the pole, watch out.
Yeah.
If Joey wins the pole, those odds are gonna drop less than half or more than half. They're gonna go down to 500, but easy.
And it's like what we were talking about earlier with the history of Indy. It seems like the cream of the crop guys win this race, and Joey's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah, he's an older head. He's one of the only ones that have raced it before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's not been a lot of guys that have got to race it. And I don't think anybody's raced it in the next. No, 2020, I guess, would have been.
No, we've never
raced here in the next gen car. Yeah,
nope, never.
Yeah, so hopefully that plays to the old heads type of way, and we get what we want to see.
Yep.
And that's a great race. So that's my first pick. My second pick is going to be another Ford, and that's going to be top 3 Ryan Blaney.
A lot.
Mm-hmm. Top 3 Ryan Blaney, plus 225 seems so easy. I'm going to put a full unit on that. I feel very confident about.
What did you say the odds were for that?
Plus 225.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the money is there.
Yeah.
For that. That seems so wicked to pass that up, and then to cover my bases a little bit, because this guy is just does is he gets top 10s, and that's what he does, and the value is still there somehow. That's Bowman top 10. 100.
Okay.
Plus 100. Bowman top 10. They're going to be good. They're going to be good.
I like all of these. I'm not just saying that. Like, I like all of these.
Have half a unit on him, so I have another full unit left. And my last one's going to go Kyle Larson. Okay, this won us money last week. Top Chevrolet. Top Chevy. I mean, he could finish 15th as long as every other. Now, what's tough with Chevy.
You worried about Chase?
I'm not worried about Chase. I'm not. Again, Kyle's one of those guys that if there's anywhere he's going to be good, it's a track that we've never been to and never drove before. You know, that's what he does.
And he just raced there not too long ago.
He did in the IndyCar. So
as long as he doesn't speed on pit road again.
Exactly. We can cut that out. We'll be in great shape. We'll be in great shape.
Slow down, Larson.
Yeah. So he's plus 150 for Top Chevy, which is.
I think that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So, dude, let's have a day. And
it'll be a day.
The way we did that, all of those could hit. Every single one of our bets could hit, and that would be a great day. So, say Blaney wins, which will check 2 of them off. No, I'm sorry. Say Joey wins. Blaney finishes 2nd. Larson finishes 3rd. Bubba finishes 5th, and Bowman finishes 10th. Having a day. Having a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that checked everything off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's totally plausible.
Yeah.
That'd be the greatest sweep ever here on Drop the Green.
Yeah.
If all 6 of those picks hit.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
You come in here for the next episode with Gucci loafers.
Yes, I would. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I would. So I'm excited about that. Moving right on. What do you think we're going to see? 2.5 mile track. First time on the oval since 2020. What do you think's going to happen?
I keep hearing people say, like, it's one groove. It's going to be hard to pass. I'm hoping that's not the case. And to be honest with you, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think a lot of guys are going to misjudge corners.
Yeah.
They say that turn 1 at Indy is one of the toughest corners. NASCAR, so I think that's going to play a little factor, dude. I think we're going to see a little bit of carnage.
I think we'll see definitely some carnage. Guys will push it a little too hard, especially at the beginning. I'm hoping that I don't know. I don't think rubber up is the right term, but I do hope that another line develops to where they can run maybe a little bit higher. Get some because the draft is definitely going to play an effect on the front and back stretch, so that's going to be good. But getting out of air, if the second place guy can get away from aero blocking and get air to his nose, I definitely think we could be a really great race.
Yeah.
That's what I hope. Hopefully, if best case scenario, we don't have to have that and tires matter. That'd be the best case scenario, but
I don't
sadly.
know.
So I would assume that they can probably run. They could start with the tires that they have and run if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be another gas strategy. We're going to see where the guys. That's what scares me about Penske is they've been known to not put enough gas in their cars.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
keep it light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fill her up.
Yeah.
Fill her up to the nose.
All the 87 you got.
Yeah. If you have to throw some 85 in there or something to get us there. So I definitely think strategy is probably going to be another big one to watch. But just like Pocono, but I'm excited to see what they got. I'm excited to be back on the oval.
I'm so excited for this race. This has been like one of those races that I've been looking forward to.
Yeah.
I just hope it lives up to the hype that I've put it in my head.
Yeah.
Man, it's just so cool to go there. I have this neighbor. And he is from Indianapolis, and he never watches NASCAR. But he loves IndyCar.
Yeah.
And I have convinced him, and he has promised me that he's going to watch this race.
No way.
And so I was like, okay. So there's a little bit in me that's like, I want this to be a good race.
Yeah. So he gets interested.
So he gets interested.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I see him all the time while walking my dog. So if he really got into NASCAR, I'd talk to him for hours.
Exactly. You'd have some.
Yeah. Because I already talk his ear off every time I see him. And he does this thing where he's like, all right. And he like tries to go. And I'm like, hey.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
Yes. So, man, I just hope this is going to be a fun race.
I'm excited. Anything can happen. We don't know what's going to happen. And to me, that's the most exciting part is we don't know.
I don't think tires are going to be an issue.
No.
I think it's going to be fastest car. I just hope there's a lot of them.
There is. Hopefully there's a lot of fast cars.
Yeah.
Hopefully
the fastest one's a Ford.
That's right.
The fastest one's Joey Logano.
Yes, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Give us a 22 in victory lane, baby. That's what we want. But all right, good deal. Moving on, stupid questions. You got a stupid question for me this week?
I got a stupid question.
Hit me with it.
It might actually be legitimately a stupid question, but it's something I've always wondered. And I think I might know the answer, but I'm not sure. But we hear about like Noah is going to the 21 and Michael McDowell is going to Spire, and it's like these multi-year deals. And I just feel like with NASCAR is the only sport that we don't get numbers. And I wonder why we don't know what salaries are. And I think my answer to my stupid question is because there's not a cap and they don't have to report it like in NFL, how there's like a salary cap. But I just wonder why they're so hush about how much they make. Like it's almost like normal people jobs where nobody talks about that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like a sport.
Yeah.
And it's the only sport that we don't know how much people make.
Well, that's a really good question. I think it definitely has something to do with the TV money, a lot of it, because the sport and TV make so much money from what these guys do, and it's almost like a thing where since none of it is public, or since that's not public, they're not going to make anything public. How much money is involved? Like, we don't even know how much the winner makes.
I hate that.
I'm with you.
They release the purse, but like it doesn't say how much it divides up.
I know. Like, literally, one of my favorite things to do is like I love to watch golf. And I get to see how much Scotty Scheffler wins.
Those guys make a stupid amount of money.
Yeah. Scotty Scheffler's won over $16 million this year alone. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right. Why? If we were able to let fans know how much money is on the line, I think it would be more compelling.
Yeah.
To me, that's what makes golf compelling sometimes, is that you're standing over a 6-foot putt that you have to make for $4 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you go to
crack under that pressure.
Yes. And so to not know what some of these drivers and teams make is kind of doing a disservice a little bit. And I mean, to me, the driver, we don't want to know how much. Who cares? You're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
We know how much money LeBron James makes.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't change anything about LeBron James.
Yeah.
Okay? Doesn't change anything about Luka, who's making $50 million in the NBA, and the Mavs can't even win. They go, 4-0 in the finals?
Yeah.
Come on.
Still made it, though.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
4-0, you couldn't even win one time?
Yeah.
I'm still salty about that.
No, I had the Celtics on a future, so I was okay with it.
Celtics.
But anyway, like I look at like Denny Hamlin with his huge house, and now he's funding like 23XI and doing all this other stuff, and it's like, brother, how much money do you got?
A lot. Ungodly
you know what I mean?
amount.
Like I just want to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Want to know what actually your net worth is, and if we could put that in some type of preference. And it is tough because I don't think you can do that because you can't put a salary cap on it really at all because, like, that's really going to hurt Hendrick. It's going to hurt Penske. It's going to hurt Joe Gibbs.
Might level out the field like they
It
were
might
wanting
level
to
out
do
the
with
field.
the next gen car.
Exactly. So maybe that's the next step is doing something like that. But the biggest thing is you're going to have to take money away from the TV and money from NASCAR themselves instead of them lining their pockets, because we know how much the TV deals are worth. We have a rough estimate. Billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars. So that's what the TV guys are making.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Like if we had to ballpark it, how much money do you think Hendrick or Joe Gibbs, just pick one of those two teams, spend on all four of their cars, everybody to get to the track, to just show up as JGR? What's the check for that? Through the whole week. I mean, it's got to be
Couple mil.
4, 5, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because I would assume each car is probably worth right at $1 million, if not more. After you pay the guys that work on it, after you build all the things. I mean, I would assume. I don't know.
Yeah.
But imagine how much more it was before they went all what's the word?
Exclusive, like get it from here.
Yeah. What's that word? Word. Embarrassing.
It's not inclusive.
No, it is. Yes, but that's not the exact word I was thinking of. Concept. Anyway, but yeah, before they made it easier to where you're just buying all these parts and you're not manufacturing all these parts, because I mean, I've said this before, but when we went to JGR, they were full of CNC machines, and all these CNC machines would do was make their parts. Would literally they would take metal and you would 3D get a software and you would make whatever you had to make out of that. And those machines cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they had 100 of them. Not 100 of them, but they had a bunch. They had a bunch. So it's like they told us there that since they don't need any of those, they make aircraft parts for people. Yeah. That's what they do with those machines. Yeah. Ain't that wild? Because they don't need them. They don't need them anymore. And so they were like, we were not going to get rid of them. We'll just...
That explains the helicopter tape on Denny's car in Pocono where he got disqualified 2 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They got that from Boeing.
Yeah.
Boeing was taping up Denny's car when they should have been taping up their doors on their airplane. Good stuff. That's a good stupid question though. I mean, it really is something that we don't talk enough about as fans and as media in the sport of like, why can't we know what these guys are making and how much money goes like it would be huge for Denny to come out on his team and go, hey, this is how much money it takes for me and my team just to get to a track per week or a year. Because a year, it's got to be $8 million.
Yeah.
That is so much money.
Yeah.
So, no, I like it. It's a good question.
Do you have one?
No, I didn't have one this week. I'm glad you did, because that was a good talking point. But where are you watching this week, Colby? We'll wrap up.
I don't know, man.
You don't know? You're not gonna be at a pirate show?
Not a pirate show.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit my weekend plans.
Yeah. Okay.
So I pre-ordered NCAA at GameStop.
Yeah.
I wanted to listen. Listen. I wanted a physical copy. I want it in my hand.
Dude.
I'm old school, and I'm getting
Clearly.
an old school game. I want a physical copy.
I got it downstairs right now.
I know, but
Didn't have to leave my house.
I know.
Bought it in my underwear. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't have to pre-ordered at a GameStop.
I took Friday off.
Oh my gosh!
So I'll
be playing Friday night.
Okay. Well, I gotta. You got a head start on me.
Not a little bit. I've only been playing like exhibition games and stuff. So
is it that hard?
Nah.
People are saying it's hard.
It is tough. But then again, to me, I haven't played a Madden in God knows how long.
Me either.
And the last football game I got into was NCAA 14.
Yeah.
15, whatever it was. So 10 years ago. So I haven't truly got into a football game in probably 6 years.
Yeah.
So to me, yeah, it's just knocking the dust off of that right there. But no, dude, it's super fun. Yeah. So are you playing it on the 4? Or did you get a 5?
I got a 5.
You got a 5?
I got a 5.
When'd you get a 5?
Probably like 2 months ago.
Wow. Thanks for hitting me up, Colby.
I thought I told you. Maybe I didn't.
But it's
tell you.
okay, dude.
No, I guess I didn't.
No, you didn't.
So
because that was your biggest thing is I don't want to. You remember when we played Rocket League and we had a blast? You should get Rocket League. I mean, don't now because we're gonna play NCAA 5 together, or 25 together. So you better play that with me.
I will.
You promise?
I promise.
Because I haven't.
I just have to get good.
I was telling Dave this before the show, but I haven't touched the game because I know I'm gonna want to play it, and I have to get up crazy early for work, and I know what's gonna happen is I'm gonna start the Dynasty mode, and I'll be like, I'll just play 2 games.
It could be 2 a.m.
Yeah, it'll be 2 a.m. and I'll played a whole season. Yeah. And I'll be 8-4, missing out on the playoffs. I'll be pissed, and I'll be like, "Oh, well, I gotta go back and start recruiting." Yeah. And then I'll recruit till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, "Okay, I'm ready for my season to start." Next thing I know, my alarm's going off to go to work.
Yeah.
And so I'm with you. Friday night, I didn't take off Friday, but Friday night, it's gonna be grind time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be grind time. I'm excited about it. So
all weekend, I'm gonna be playing that game.
Yeah, until Sunday.
And then I'm literally just going to stop to watch the race. So I'll probably will watch it at my house. And then as soon as that race is over, back to it.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. That's literally my weekend plans. Yeah. I didn't plan anything.
I think I'm going to do my first Dynasty with Tennessee.
Are you?
Yeah. And then once I win a national championship, I'm going to take my talents to like Appalachian State.
Yeah.
And then win one for the boys over there in Boone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy what they've put into that game, and I know this is
totally way off topic.
Yeah, totally. But it seems to be a really great game. It's super fun. But I'm excited to play with you. We need to. There's a Dynasty mode that we all can get in. Okay. So you can link up, and I'm not exactly sure how it works, but you can have up to like 10 or 12 different guys in there, and then you're all building your own teams, and so it should be pretty fun.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun.
So Dave's getting his on Friday.
Is he?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So we'll have to get a party chat going, and and you got a mic?
No, I can get one though.
Okay, if not, you can take that one you're wearing. I'll do it just for you because you'll be back next week to do the shows. Yeah, but. So as we wrap up, I will say I was talking to Austin. He is traveling with his work now. He got a new job, and so he's traveling a little bit more. And we're going to take a break for one of the weeks of the Olympics.
First week?
I believe so. I think is what we decided on. So that means next week we will not post an episode on the 5th, and then we will be back on the 1st of so that is our plans as of now. So if you do see an episode the 25th, that means we'll tell you again, but we'll be taking off the 1st. But we are going to take a break get ready up.
So doing one next week on the 25th, taking the 1st off is what you're saying?
No. I'm saying I'm pretty sure when I talked to Austin, we wanted to take off the 20.
And that's next week.
No. We wanted to take off next week. So this is our last episode of for July. Then we'll be back in town. But if you want to come on, we can have you.
Okay. He's gonna miss the Jeff Gordon episode?
He is going to miss the Jeff Gordon episode. So I can't remember which again which week it is, but we will be taking a break for that one.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
But we won't. We'll whatever week we come back. Of course, we'll talk about Indy, and we'll look forward to Richmond. Yeah, Richmond on the 11th.
Snooze fest.
I mean, it could be, but we'll get into it. Did you not see what they released? Oh, you didn't. The soft tire, hard tire combo. That will be that will be available, which is wild.
That is wild.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so we have to say that for a complete episode because I have so many thoughts on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your breaking news at Richmond. And anything else before we go, Colby?
Where are you watching the race?
All in my house. I'm doing the exact same thing you're doing. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be NCAA grind.
Yeah.
I mean, if I get off the game,
I ain't gonna see the light of the day.
No, I mean, I am going to see the light of the day at 5 a.m. is what I'm saying. If
On
I get
Friday?
if I get off before 5 a.m., then maybe kicked out of my house. You know, get all my chores done before Friday. You know? But good deal, Colby. Again, I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me.
It means a lot. So I'll fill in for him, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
And we're excited. We'll be back here soon. So listen,
That's good. See y'all.